Miracle Boy Boxing, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, the one and only Hosting Cruz, bringing you another exciting edition of boxing. Don't forget to hit and to like, subscribe to my channel. It's always greatly appreciated. Stay tuned. Miracle Boy Boxing, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Hosting Cruz, and this video, I'm gonna break down every major fight known for Subriel Matias as we get ready for July 12th in Louis Armstrong Stadium. As Matias gets set and prepared for the biggest fight of his career to try to become a two-time world champion and against Alberto Puello from the Dominican Republic on a big fight card. Edgar Berlanga versus Shiraz headlining and Shakur Stevenson versus William El Camarón Cepeda co-main eventing. So here I'm going to break down every major fight of Subriel Matias. Subriel Matias, as we all know, he's one of the most exciting fighters in boxing today. Not only in his weight class, but in boxing, period, right now. That, you know, when you see Matias in the ring, when he's on the card, it's pure excitement because you know what you're getting. You're getting full offense, a little bit of defense because his offense is his defense. A lot of punches and bunches. Non-stop action from round 1 till 12, however the fight lasts. So yeah, I'm going to talk about one of the baddest mother effers on the planet. One of the baddest mother effing fighters in the world. 22-2, 22 knockouts straight. Will always win by knockout. 22-2 with 22 knockouts. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to start with August 18th, 2018. Subriel Matias, this is one of his first fights. This is one of his first fights that I saw. And it was on YouTube. It was not on television. It was not on national television. So he was coming off from the Regis Progress Josh Taylor card. I think it was a Super 6. World's Super 6 where Taylor picked up the trophy. So Subriel was on that card and he defeated a guy from Argentina who had a record of 62-8. Matias only had like 9 fights coming in. And it was against Fernando Saucedo. Matias won that fight in the first round. So he was coming off that win, and now he was fighting Bredis Prescott, who was known for knocking out Amir Khan in the first round after Amir Khan had a successful amateur career, winning the silver medal in the Olympics in 2008. Prescott came out of nowhere and drove Khan into the canvas in front of his people, and it was just a huge upset win. Prescott has fought Mike Alvarado, a veteran, hard-punching Colombian. Subriel Matias took care of business on that night, stopping Bredis Prescott in the 4th round, TKO. In a very dominant performance, Bredis Prescott tried to hang on, fired back, but Subriel was just too much. Yeah, you can say that Prescott was not the same Prescott that fought Khan, that fought Mike Alvarado. But he was still a name, still a veteran, and Subriel was on the rise, coming up as a prospect. So that was a good thing for him. So TKO over Bredis Prescott. Subriel Matias continues going forward. Now, July 19th, 2009 on ESPN, Subriel Matias' first fight on ESPN, Top Rank, and he was the co-main event to Teofimo Lopez versus Masayoshi Nakatani. And it was against Maxime Dadashev, as we all know what happened in that fight. But the fight prior to what happened, it was Subriel Matias' first time getting exposed on national television. No one knew who Matias is except for real die-hard fans like myself. I was already known of Subriel by watching his fights on YouTube. They were not really broadcast or televised. Only if someone put up a Facebook live recording or on YouTube of fresh production boxing, but not on TV.
So this was his first televised match, and it was against Maxim Dadashev, who was a highly touted prospect out of Russia, had a big promotion behind him. He was a favorite coming in. Maxim Dadashev was a favorite coming in, and Subriel Matias, he was undefeated, but he was not known. All eyes was on Maxime that night, and as we all saw the fight, it was a very highly competitive fight. Maxime trying to stick that jab, move around, counter Matias as he comes in with his full-on aggression. Subriel working the body with his mix of hand speed and power. Um, fight progress and progress and progress, just like the pressure of Matias progress. And Maxim Dadashev, of course, standing his ground, firing back. Both guys going at it, vicious exchanges. As we head into the 8th, 9th, 10th round, man, both guys busted up. Subriel Matias, both eyes, cheeks are swelling. The torso of Maxim Dadashev all red. A lot of marks on his face starting to swell up and bust up. And coming into the 10th round, Maxim Dadashev didn't have any steam on his shots, and Subriel did have steam on his shots. Strong and just by any means walking through everything Maxim Dadashev throws, and it was just a pummeling and a pummeling. And then when the 11th round came, trainer Buddy McGirt decided to stop the fight, even though Maxim Dadashev wanted to continue. The heart of Maxim Dadashev that night displayed. And Subriel Matias was awarded TKO in the 11th round after trainer Buddy McGirt, former fighter himself, decided to throw in the towel and try to save Maxim Dadashev. Yes, try, because right after the fight, Maxim Dadashev collapsed, was carried out on a stretcher, and was taken to a hospital, and a couple days later he passed away due to injuries in the fight. So Subriel won that fight by TKO in the 11th round. May Maxim Dadashev continue to rest in peace. It was a very sad situation. Maxim Dadashev was a husband, a fighter, and a great person. So yeah, Subriel Matias continues on his quest to become world champion as he stepped up and fought on February 22nd, 2020 on the undercard of Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury rematch in Vegas at the MGM Grand. Fought an unknown fighter named Petros Ananyan. This was the first fight, ladies and gentlemen. Later on, I'm going to get into the second fight. Petros Ananyan and Subriel Matias, man, this fight was banger from round 1 till the 10th round. It was a 10-rounder. Both guys going back and forth. A lot of vicious exchanges. Both guys peppering each other inside close range with hard power shots to the body, to the head. It was just a fast-paced action fight. First 6 rounds, Subriel Matias took over, dominated, and then the other half, Subriel Matias looked like he started faded, and Petros Ananyan took over the next 6 rounds. So in my book, when the fight went to the scorecards, Subriel Matias, I felt he won slightly, or a draw, because Subriel won the first 6, Ananyan got the next 6, and then he scored that standing 8 count, where Subriel Matias went back to the ropes because he got hurt by getting hit on the temple with repeated overhand rights by Petros Ananyan. Referee Robert Bird gave Matias a standing 8 count. And Matias ran out of gas, guys. He ran out of gas. He was not in shape for that fight. And of course, in the rematch that I'm going to get into later on, he proved it. October 24th, 2020, Subriel Matias returning from the loss to Petros Ananyan to take on undefeated Malik Hawkins, 18-0, 12 KOs. This fight was Mayweather Promotions matchmaking gone wrong, as Subriel Matias stopped Malik Hawkins in the 6th round after battering him, beating him up, just completely walking him down. Whatever Malik Hawkins threw didn't have any effect on Subriel Matias. Subriel Matias, remember, he was out of gas in his last fight prior to this one. He was not out of gas in this entire fight going into the 6th round when they stopped the fight. Matias was not even breathing heavy. He was relaxed. This was like one of his best performances of his career. And he was not with the trainer that he has now, and he was not even with Panda. He was with Freddie Trinidad, who took Matias for that fight and the Jukinbayev fight I'm going to talk about in a second. And both performances were excellent. So Freddie Trinidad did an excellent job with Subriel Matias in preparation in terms of conditioning, game plan, because both fights that Subriel had Freddie Trinidad for, both performances were excellent. May 19, 2021, it was an IBF title eliminator in Carson, California, at the Punch Bowl, the War Zone, you like to call it. Subriel Matias versus Batrasiyan Jukinbayev, very hard name to pronounce, guys. Subriel Matias won this fight TKO in the 8th round, but prior to stopping Jukinbayev, Subriel Matias had to go through angles, hard punching counters. At times he got stunned for a second, came back, rallied back, dropped Jukinbayev in the 4th round with a beautiful left hook that Jukinbayev did not even see. He got a late reaction, both knees buckled, down he goes. Jukinbayev got up, fired back, was able to stun Matias a bit. Both guys eventually going at it toe-to-toe. Evans of flow, Subriel getting hit, Matias coming back, trapping Jukinbayev against the corner, and peppering him with power shots that you can hear like gunshots, crowd going ooh and ah. It was just a tremendous fight. Coming into the 8th round, the corner, Manny Robles for Jukinbayev, the trainer, then decided to throw in the towel because Jukinbayev was just taking too much shots. He was starting to swell up. And it was, coming into these fights, following the Maxime Dadashev fight, every trainer was throwing in the towel because they don't want their fighter to go through what Maxime did. So it was like Subriel Matias planting a seed for the rest of his career, which means that if their fighter is taking a certain amount of punishment, they get worried, they think about Maxime, and they be like, we're out of here. January 22nd, 2022, the rematch that Subriel Matias has been waiting for 2 years, and fans. Petros Ananyan rematch took place in New Jersey. It was a co-main event to Mark Masayo's title fight. I forgot who he fought that night, but he was the co-main event, and the fight was stopped in TKO 9th round. Now, this fight was just as much as action-packed as the first fight. High pace, a lot of punches, give and take. Matias was in much better condition for this fight. As we all know, it went 9 rounds. After the 6th round, he ran out of gas, and in the rematch, in this fight, he did not run out of gas, and that made the difference. Not running out of gas made Matias defeat Petros Ananyan. Then not only defeated him, dropped him with a beautiful counter left hook. And Petros Ananyan has never been knocked down prior to that. He's never been knocked down. He's always shown to have a solid chin, and he just got the fight beaten out of him the real way. A lot of swelling, a lot of bruises, and just the facial expression was just, I need to get out of here. I'm done. The doctors decided to throw in the towel because he could not follow the fingers for the doctor, and the doctors decided to throw in the towel. So TKO for Subriel Matias in the rematch with Petros Ananyan. Now Matias, the moment of a lifetime, the opportunity of a lifetime finally came on January 25th, 2023 against Jeremias Ponce from Argentina, who was ranked number 1 in the IBF. Subriel coming in was ranked number 2 in the IBF. Both guys fighting for the vacant IBF title. In Minneapolis, Minnesota, in the Armory, Subriel Matias TKO'd Ponce in the 5th round in a Fight of the Year candidate. First round was the worst the nightmare for every Subriel Matias fan. The first round, Subriel basically took everything Jeremias Ponce threw in the kitchen sink. We talking about uppercut, hooks, right hands, everything flush on Matias's chin, and Matias not one buckle, not one knockdown, taking everything that Ponce is giving him. And everyone, including myself, was like, are we going to make it out of here? Is this it? Subriel came out second round. He's there in the third round. He's there in the fourth round, firing back. Uppercut, hooks, a lot of punches. Matias pushing back Ponce. It's become a 50-50 give and take fight. It's no longer Ponce dominating around and beating the hell out of Matias. So eventually, Jeremias Ponce succumbed to the onslaught of Matias. Down he goes, and Subriel Matias was able to put Ponce on his back. Ponce got up, Matias jumped on him, and the bell saved the fight. Ponce and Matias won by TKO in the fifth round, becoming the new IBF Junior Welterweight World Champion. November 25th, 2023, Subriel Matias made his first title defense against Shogashan Ergashev by stopping him in the sixth round in Vegas at the MGM Grand on the undercard of David Benavidez versus Caleb Plant. This fight was labeled to be Boogeyman versus Boogeyman because Shogashan Ergashev has made a career of being ducked. No one wanted to fight him. Explosive, hard punching southpaw, strong, and no one wanted to fight him. And Subriel defended his title against him. And Subriel ate some bombs in this fight. Shogashan Ergashev just lining him up with 1-2-3s, 1-2-3, step to the side, 1-2-3, step to the side, launching some brutal straight left hand right on the chin of Matias, and Matias just taking these shots. Those left hands were just going straight through the guard. Eventually, Matias got to him, started to let his hands go on the inside, uppercut, right uppercut, left hooks. I saw a few of those went in there. Then Matias started to put the pressure, started to let his hands go much more, and then it just became a beatdown. You know, it only, 6 rounds, TKO. Eventually, Shogashan Ergashev complained something about his leg, that he can't go anymore. Maybe there's an excuse. Rumors has it that he got stabbed before the fight on his leg, so I don't know how that's true. Everybody has an excuse. So yeah, Subriel Matias won the fight by TKO in the 6th round, first title defense of his IBF title, as the corner decided to throw in the towel. Second title defense, as we all know what happened in Manatee. June 15, 2024, Subriel Matias versus Liam Paro. Main event, the biggest night of Subriel Matias' career. This fight was supposed to be the fight that launched him into the next, to become the next Cotto, the Tito Trinidad. This was the fight to do it. It was in front of his people. The title was on the line. He was defending at home. The crowd was solid. And unfortunately, it did not go as planned. It was a disaster. Subriel Matias lost the fight to Liam Paro. And I always say, Subriel was not the same. You can say what you want. He did not throw 80 punches per round. After 6 rounds, just like the first Petros Ananyan fight, he ran out of gas. Matias, at his best, does not run out of gas. He throws 80 punches per round at his best. He does not run out of gas. Liam Paro did not fight that. He fought Subriel, but it was not the 80 punches and the full gas tank of Subriel. Subriel, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened the night prior, but it was what it was. Liam Paro defeated Subriel 12 rounds and walked away with the title. Now, I would say, yes, Paro won, but it was not a sensational performance. It was not like he outclassed Matias, that Matias did not belong in there. Liam Paro won, okay, fine. Hope rematch, we'll see. He lost the title anyways in the next fight. March 1st, 2025, in Subriel Matias' hometown, after coming off a rebound victory over Roberto Ramirez in Bayamon. I was there in the 2nd round. He faced Gabriel Goyats Valenzuela, who was ranked number 2-3 coming in the IBF. It was an IBF title eliminator in Fajardo, Puerto Rico. The fight went 8 rounds, highly competitive. Goyats shows a tremendous heart, fighting back, even though he was all busted up. His right eye was really swollen shut, a lot of blood, but he was fighting back, landing good right hand counter shots, uppercuts, And Matias was just on a different level that night. A lot of pressure, back to form. A lot of pressure, a lot of punches. The gas tank did not run out. Just systematically beating him down with body shots, uppercuts, and just a man on a mission, and was able to drop finally after 8 brutal rounds. Gabriel took a knee. He decided I can't take anymore, and the referee stopped the fight, awarding Subriel Matias a TKO win in the 8th round in front of his hometown crowd, which set him up for the IBF title fight between him and Richardson Hitchens. Of course, Richardson Hitchens decided to go elsewhere and fight George Kambosos, who don't even deserve that title shot. But everything is for a reason now. Subriel Matias on July 12th at Louis Armstrong Stadium in New York. His first fight ever in New York is going to take on Alberto Puello, who's a WBC Junior Welterweight World Champion, an elite class world champion, a top world champion, top 140 pounder, the biggest name that Subriel will fight. It's his biggest fight of his career. And so yeah, he's getting ready to take on that. Subriel Matias is working and training his ass off for this fight currently. And I can't wait for it. July 12th, ladies and gentlemen, Subriel Matias versus Alberto Puello for the WBC Junior Welterweight World Title. I just broke down all Subriel Matias' major fights. Basically my version of Subriel Matias' greatest hits. Miracle Boy Boxing, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Jose Cruz. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. It is always a pleasure to talk to you guys about boxing. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.